Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Let's move into the question of the day, though, y'all. Because we'll end up being on live 2 hours like yesterday. Let's move into the question of the day, y'all. Let's move into it. Let's see what we got. Question of the day. Bang, bang. Is male honesty the new misogyny? Is male honesty the new misogyny? I'm going to say yeah all day. I'll say yes all day. Yeah, if you have to be honest, when it comes to men being honest about, and y'all answer this in the chat, again, if y'all agree or disagree, it's perfectly fine. That's why we here. We here to have conversations, share perspectives, learn from each other, gain understanding, and crack the codes. I'm great at agreeing to disagree. So we don't have to see it each other's way. Let's just understand each other's train of thought. That's what it's really about. Let's get more well-rounded. But is male honesty the new misogyny? Can men be honest about things that aren't necessarily comfortable for women to hear without being told they hate all women? That's essentially what this question is summarized into. Can men be honest with women about things that they're uncomfortable hearing without being told that they hate all women? And this question is inspired by a friend of mine that messaged me a long message, just giving an honest breakdown of the live from yesterday. And I was like, wow, because I said a lot of positive stuff yesterday. You know, yesterday we talked about purpose. We talked about, would you take a deal with all your heart's desires in a world without the opposite sex? And I said, hell no. Nah. I even said yesterday, if God made something better than a woman, I don't want it. I literally said that verbatim yesterday. But somehow I still came off like I hate women. And so I have to ask, because I did say a lot of things that were hard for women to listen to too, because I'm just honest. So some things I say are going to be pleasant because the truth feels good in that regard. And some things I say, it's going to rub all us the wrong way. Y'all don't think I'm uncomfortable talking about some of this shit too? But we got to crack these codes, man. Deacon said, yeah, souls of thought. He said, yes, I agree. Deacon said, I'm going to say no. Okay, elaborate. Holla at me. Tell me why you think it's no. Souls of Thought says yes. I believe it is to some degree. Can I say it is in totality? Nah. But in regards to certain things, yeah. Yeah. For everybody that's tapping into the conversation, we on the question of the day right now. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree in the chat. But is male honesty the new misogyny? And I'm going to look up the actual book definition of misogyny for y'all while Deacon type up the reason why he says it's not. But I'm inclined to believe it is. Let me see. Misogyny, dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. So the actual book definition is dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. That's the actual definition of the word. So Souls of Thought says, after you reword it, after you reword it, I have to say no. Not all women don't want honesty. Can they handle honesty? Deacon Chris, I'm saying no. I'm saying no because what we say is really a form of love. We're telling them what they need to hear to protect them. Their interpretation isn't really our responsibility. Our job is to tell the truth. Right. So the question, okay, so I actually agree with what you just broke down. I'm saying no because what we are saying is really a form of love. I totally agree. I do not get on my platform and tell the truth about what's going on outside the way that I do to tear women down. It's actually from a position of feeling sick to my stomach about the fact that it's actually true and the desire to want that shit to change, because ain't nothing greater than seeing a big ass black family outside smiling and frolicking and shit. Ain't nothing better than that. But them days is getting, you see what I'm saying? We got to do something, y'all. So he said, We're telling them what they need to hear to protect them. Their interpretation isn't really our responsibility. Our job is to tell the truth. But here's the issue, though, bro. And that's why I posed the question. Is male honesty the new misogyny? Because their interpretation is often that you hate women. You tell the truth with pure intentions. And though it's hard to hear, your intentions are still pure. But because it's hard to hear, they interpret your intentions as as evil. They say you're a misogynist. And that what you're saying is untrue, even though the statistics and the data and the numbers back up that a lot of this shit is true. Like, okay, for example, I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. We be like, black women like the same niggas. Like all y'all like the same 5 different types of dudes. All of y'all going for the same 3 or 2 or 4% of dudes. And they like, no, I don't think that's true. I don't believe that's true. I don't feel that's true. Well, the numbers came out. Black women have 1 million more kids than black men. And black women date outside of their ethnicity the least out of everybody in the country. So out of these millions, or out of this a little bit over 1 million more children, the small percentage of them is because y'all decided to date non-black men. The reason why black women have 1 million more babies than black men is because a lot of black women be getting pregnant by the same dude. A lot of dudes that's baby daddies is like habitual baby mama makers. They be having 2 baby mamas, 3 baby mamas. Can I get 4 baby mamas? 4. Do I have 5? Do I have 6? 6 baby mamas. Do I have 7? 7 in the hood over here. 7 in the hood over here. 7 baby mamas. These niggas be having hella kids by hella women. So when we say all y'all like the same, most of y'all like the same niggas, it can be statistically proven to be a true generalization. But instead of accepting it as true, even with the statistics, you'll look at a man and be like, why you hate us? What are we doing? Are we moving towards resolution? Is this a therapy session to go to discuss your feelings about reality? Is this a situation where I should play delusional with you? What the fuck are we doing at that point? When we have something that we can prove to be factually true, a true generalization, and you will push back on reality. That's nasty work. What are we doing? We peddling in the mud. It's quicksand at that point. All right, let me catch up on these comments. My dog Deacon says, we know the predatory nature of men and how men will take advantage of their delusion and damage them further. If we really hated them, we tell them what they wanted to hear, but we love them. That is fucking true. If we really hated them, we know all the lot. We know what you want to hear. If we didn't like y'all, we'd tell y'all exactly what y'all want to hear. Let y'all, and y'all be knowing that the dudes that's deceiving y'all are deceiving y'all, but because you like them and you physically attracted to him and he give you that little feeling in your pelvis, y'all lie to y'allselves until y'all tired of lying to yourselves. And then tell us how fucked up of a dude he was when y'all break up. But you knew the whole time. You was lying to yourself because you had that feeling in your pelvis. It's the same reason why they be popping the balloon on these dudes that got all these great qualifications and credentials. They be like, well, he didn't say anything wrong. I liked everything about him. He's tall. I like his complexion. I just don't feel that. And that feeling that is what make them disregard the niggas who don't have the checklist. They have nothing on the checklist, but they make you feel that. And that'll make them lie to. That's enough to make them lie to themselves. So yeah, if we hated them, we'd tell them everything they want to hear. Let them buy into the delusion that they know we giving them anyway, and then dog them the fuck out. That's what we would do if we didn't like y'all. But because we do, we come on here and have a real conversation, hoping to make progress. Deacon also said, we don't have the power to shape their perception. We can only deliver the truth. That's the essence of the free will, isn't it? Yes, it is, sir. But the ability to be logical sometimes gets overridden by this powerful chemical called estrogen. Deacon Chris says, if interpretation is our responsibility, then we inadvertently take away their agency to choose to believe or not, which is a form of hate, which is misogynistic, right? Boy, you cooking with hot grease, man. Got to have you on the platform one day. You cooking with hot grease. I can't disagree with you. You on the road. Souls of Thought says, I think we can shape their perception. Oh, we got a disagreement. Elaborate, Souls of Thought, because Deacon says something totally different. Souls of Thought says, I feel that's why we are in the times we are in now. Shit, I don't know about that, dog, because if we could shape their perception, wouldn't it be a lot more dudes staying out of divorce court? Because niggas is getting took to the cleaners every day, cuz. But is male honesty the new misogyny? I gotta say in a lot of ways it is, dog. It's dudes that's got whole platforms that are getting called red pill for all the wrong reasons. They done redefined red pill because red pill just means you're enlightened, and that could be applied to all different facets of life. You could be red pill to some new financial information. You could be red pill to, speaking, 5 different languages. You could be, it's about being enlightened to the truth and the reality of things. But they done turned it into like some male ego, macho, machismo type of lingo that's going on YouTube, which is crazy. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. Y'all disagree. One of y'all says we can't shape their perception. One of y'all says we can. Me personally, I'm not interested in like shaping anybody's perception. I think that again, this goes back to see how I should be tying in. This goes back to the code language conversation at the beginning of the live, the you versus y'all conversation, right? On a personal level, I just need one to fuck with me being myself, and we can rock out. If I can get 2 or 3, even better, because I'm with all that sister wife shit in a real way, but for the right reasons and for the real reasons, not on no freaky shit. Because a lot of people just think straight freaky when they think about that. But I just need one though to just fuck with me how I am, and I'm cool. But now on a broad level, the mass perception is crazy, and the problem is the mass perception is mostly shaped by media. That's the struggle y'all gonna have on a mass level. That's the struggle, that the perception is mostly shaped by media. So it's just like how your granny will believe the news before she believe you. Souls of Thought says, he said it's the same guys that are shaping them. It's hard to type the full understanding. I'm driving. Got you. Man, y'all let me know if y'all want me to drop the link, man. I'll bring one of y'all up on the conversation. It's done by default. I feel that. Don't text too much if you driving, bro. I understand. Be safe out there. But yeah, man. I don't know if the truth is, sometimes it's like they say tell you the truth and then until they hear what the truth is, and then it's like, damn, you should have lied. You should have lied. If we shape their perception, then we take away choice, which is hatred. That's the same as propaganda. Okay. I don't think he's saying that we do shape their perception. I think he's saying that we can. Is that what you're saying? I think Souls of Thought said we can. Let me go back up to his comment. Did he say we do, or did he say we can? He said, I think we can. I don't think he said we do though. But I don't know. I just know, in regards to the question of the day, I just know that we can't necessarily be honest and expect for this shit to go well all the time. It's not really going like that. You can get tagged with a lot of different labels by some women that's just not cool with what you saying. I don't care how true. I don't care how much you can prove it to be true. If they just not cool with what you saying, they gonna hit your ass with some labels. They'll put shaming at the end of anything. They ask you what your preference is. You say a fit, feminine, physical woman. They say, oh, you fat shaming. If they ask you, oh, why you pop her balloon? She bigger than I like them. Oh, you fat shaming. It's like, if you would have shamed yourself, you probably would have fixed that already. But I just think being tough need to make a comeback. Being tough needs to make a comeback. Being taught the phrase you need to have thick skin needs to make a comeback. And we need to get back into spaces where we can have real conversations again. Because we got codes that we got to crack. The black family going extinct. Y'all keep playing. In about 20 years, everybody going to look like Steph Curry. So y'all better pay attention or don't.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.